Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi returned home after his four-nation African tour aimed at enhancing ties with the continent. Prime Minister Modi came back from Kenya, which was the last leg of his visit, that also covered Mozambique, South Africa and Tanzania.
When Prime Minister Narendra Modi left for his four-nation African tour on Wednesday, he had said the purpose of the visit was to strengthen ties with African countries, especially in the areas of economic cooperation and people-to-people interaction. Prime Minister started his five-day visit by landing in Mozambique, after which he went to South Africa, Tanzania and Kenya. In terms of outcomes, the Prime Minister's visit saw support for India's stand on terrorism. Important agreements were signed in areas of defense, maritime security, food security, health and the avoidance of double taxation. The PM's visit proved to be crucial in terms of stress on the war against terror. In his talks with the leadership of Mozambique, South Africa, Tanzania and Kenya, the Prime Minister prominently raised the issue of terrorism. All four countries agreed to actively cooperate with India in dealing with terrorism and also resolved to extend that cooperation in international forums. India and Mozambique signed an agreement to rein in terrorist networks linked to drug trafficking and other crimes. India and Mozambique discussed ways to strengthen cooperation in defense and security and agreed to enhance such cooperation. India will help to build the capacity of Mozambique security forces and will provide training and equipment as well. India and Kenya agreed to intensify their security partnership, including in fighting drugs, narcotics and human trafficking. The two countries signed an MOU on defense cooperation. PM Narendra Modi gifted 30 ambulances to Kenya. This was a unique example of government-to-government cooperation in the defense field. In Tanzania and South Africa too, the Prime Minister discussed security-related cooperation. All four African countries that the Prime Minister visited face the Indian Ocean. So, the issue of maritime security was crucial. PM discussed with all four countries the shipping sector and emerging security challenges there. The tour was very important from the point of view of food security as well. A crucial agreement between India and Mozambique was signed for the production of pulses. Mozambique will produce pulses and India will support the Mozambique farmers by purchasing those pulses. This will help reduce the pulses gap in India in a big way. The tour also focused on improving health facilities. To strengthen Mozambique's public health system, essential drugs for AIDS and other diseases will be provided. India is also willing to supply drugs and equipment to the Tanzanian government. India will also provide the Buganda Medical Center with a radiotherapy machine for treatment of cancer patients. India will build a cancer hospital in Kenya, which will offer quality and affordable healthcare. PM Modi also gifted an indigenous cancer treatment machine called the Barbatron. Boosting economic relations with these four countries was also a key outcome of the visit. In Mozambique, ways to enhance mutual trade and investment were discussed. A $4,49,50,000 concessional line of credit was announced for Kenya with the purpose of development of small and medium enterprises and the textile sector. A revised agreement on avoidance of double taxation was also signed with Kenya. Paying tribute to Mahatma Gandhi and Nelson Mandela in South Africa, PM Modi highlighted the deep bonds between India and South Africa. The Prime Minister visited the Pietermaritzburg railway station where Mahatma Gandhi was thrown off the train because of apartheid. India and Mozambique signed an agreement in the field of youth and sports. The Festival of India will be organized in Kenya at the end of this year, in which India's rich and impressive culture will be on display. Clearly, the Prime Minister's Africa visit can be expected to reap rich dividends for India and the four countries he visited. It will build upon the outcomes of the India-Africa Summit meet in New Delhi last year. Since then, the President, Vice President and Prime Minister have travelled to the African continent to strengthen the foundation of this important facet of India's foreign relations. Newsnight Desk, DD News.